The views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the hosts and guests, and not necessarily those of the staff or management of Worldwide Digital Broadcasting Corporation.
Where my girls got the sweetest pussy.
Hey, welcome to Sin City Bounty. This is Alexia from the crew. Right here we have the beautiful Toxie and, of course, Sierra, the most awesome person on the planet because she threw me a party for my birthday.
I sure did. I made her cry, too, when we sang Happy Birthday on that birthday cake.
Yep.
You were crying, I saw.
I was. And there were men in togas, which was awesome, and girls in togas, which was really awesome.
There were only two not in togas. There was me and that baby daddy.
There was dogs in togas.
There were dogs in togas. It was very, very fun. My actual birthday is coming up this Saturday. I have an Amazon wish list, I think. If you guys want to get me something, that'd be awesome.
We should totally link our Amazon wish lists on Facebook.
We can do that.
Let's do that. I have one for Sierra.
Yep.
Somewhere.
I do not have an Amazon wish list.
You're going to have to get
You
one
should
together.
set one up for Toxie.
Or you can just send them here to the studio because we're broadcasting live from this fabulous studio, WWDBTV.com. From here in gorgeous, gorgeous Las Vegas. The weather is getting mighty fine.
Oh,
I love this weather.
so nice.
Anytime the weather is not in triple digits, I enjoy it.
It's getting so nice here, and it's going to last pretty much the rest of September and almost all of October until probably the middle of November until it starts getting cold.
Fall in Las Vegas is when it is less than 90 degrees at 8 a.m. And that's the way it's been for like 3 days. Do you know that we only had like 3 days that were not triple digits from the beginning of May until about a week ago?
Yeah.
3 days.
It's, well, you know, that whole thing that's not real, climate change.
Oh, yeah, there's that thing.
How's that going for you?
What are we on, Hurricane Zulu now? Like,
Jose.
we still got 9 weeks to go?
Jose and Maria, right?
Yeah, and another one's like coming up the rear.
But chink.
That's what she said. Mexico just had like a huge earthquake, the first one since like
Yes.
5 or something.
Yeah.
LA had an
LA
earthquake?
had an earthquake, but you know, with the climate change.
There's nothing happening to our planet.
I don't know if
Nothing.
I don't know if earthquakes are caused by climate
No,
change.
they're caused by one in effect.
They're caused
by the shifting in the plates.
Yeah.
They're caused by an angry god.
You know what it could be?
But
All the
doesn't-
people from the islands in Florida moving across the country
Shifted the
the weight.
But can't the climate affect the plates movement?
Not really.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't know.
Climate happens above the Earth.
We need
Tectonic
to-
plates are the Earth.
We need to get a hot geologist on here.
Man! I used to know a hot
Is
geologist.
anyone out there a hot geologist who would
But that was like pre-Facebook days, though. Hot geologist
We
was
should do that. We
pre-Facebook.
should get like a hot meteorologist, a hot geologist.
I took
Yeah.
I dated a hot geologist.
That's funny.
I took a meteorology course in college, and it was like taught by a hot professor. I don't remember anything about it. Like,
Nerds
I don't know
are
how
hot.
that shit
Nerds are
happens,
super
but
hot.
he was hot, so I stuck it out.
Nerds are totally hot.
But we
Totes
should
my
ask
goats
around. Maybe
hot.
we can get access to a hot meteorologist.
Just put in a call to UNLV
No.
There's
We
connections.
got connections at the TVs.
Yeah,
at the TVs.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, we do.
we have a connection like to the news.
Ricky Cheese, baby. we need to
also-
get Ricky Cheese on here again.
I'm going to be on Fox 5 News.
Yeah, that's right.
So
It's gonna be awesome.
we're going to post a link on it.
She's not going as Sierra though. She's going as a totally different person.
As my real persona.
Persona.
She's gonna just be making ones up.
I
She's gonna be
am.
making them up left and right.
I am. I will be my real selves. Without all the fucks. Because it's real TV.
She has done so well. There's been a couple of times where she couldn't say the word fuck in a in a meeting
Professional.
situation, and she was so proud of herself, she had to announce it to the rest of us.
I did. I was
You
like,
would have been so proud of me.
I dropped 0 F-bombs and I only said hell once.
Oh, hell no.
And I didn't say cunt either.
That's one of my favorite words.
Mine too.
That's my least favorite. I don't use
I know.
You know that in the UK,
it. What though? I know they call.
they use cunt like we use fuck in the UK.
I've heard.
You cunting asshole. Yes.
What the hell accent was that?
I don't know. It was a mixture of some shit. It was a UK United.
She combined all of the
I did.
accents.
I got a little Welsh in there on the ing part.
I'd like to
Scottish,
get a little
some
Welsh
Irish.
in there.
Mm-hmm.
He's Scottish too.
I wouldn't mind getting a little Scottish in me. I'm going to go home and put a lot of scotch in me. Been a fucked up week.
Yeah, it has been. You've been doing a lot of complaining, which you don't normally do.
I don't normally do, but my wonderful, fabulous, fantastic job sucks my giant dick right now.
And if you happen to be watching, she is just kidding. It's
No.
part of the show, people.
No, not kidding. And
Alex Jones.
no, I'm not kidding. And I told them that.
Oh.
I had
Has
a
anybody heard about what Alex Jones? You know who Alex Jones is?
Yes.
Nope.
He's a right-wing wacko on InfoWars.
See, that's why I don't know him.
Okay. Totally whacked out.
I only know him as also the purveyor of fucked up conspiracy theories,
yeah,
like
absolutely.
how the silver lining on the inside of kids' juice boxes was treated with a chemical to turn all boys gay.
Wow.
No, have you heard what his ex-wife is doing?
She is suing for divorce.
She's suing for divorce, but she's also putting up a website and telling all his dirty little secrets.
Here's what I would do. I would
Somebody
actually-
likes kitty porn.
I would actually encourage you to watch it once. I watched it, not on purpose. I was watching another show that was kind of mocking a segment, and so I watched it, and then after that segment, I go, this can't be a real show. Like, this can't be a real thing. This was obviously a joke for this other, talk show. And so when I went on, and I'm like, oh fuck, this shit is real. Like, this is
Well,
this
it's
is
not
Are
real.
you
It's
talking
just
about watching Alex Jones?
Yes.
Oh.
And you watch it and you're like, he said what? Like,
Yeah.
you can say that and that's
Yeah.
okay? Like, you just pulled that out of your ass?
He is also one of the first people, I believe, that came out that said 9/11 was an inside job.
And
He's that guy.
I think
Oh,
if you
Lord.
watch it, if I'm not mistaken, he's the one who also sells supplements.
Yeah.
So he's like, that's how to fund my show. So by the way, the inside of juice boxes will turn your kids gay. But to prevent that, buy all of these supplements here
Yes.
for $199.95. And
We need to get on that bandwagon, like, real quick. Like, buy all these supplements. It'll make your fucks fuckier.
that,
Only
can we-
if
how can
I
we
would
do that?
only I would
Make
only
your fucks.
I would only promote those if we could say it just like that, though.
We can. It will make your fucks fuckier. Let's get some guarana and some stevia extract and put it all in a pill, and it's your fucks fuckier pill.
I am not a big fan of supplements of any kind whatsoever.
I'm okay of, like, honest to God real supplements, like a vitamin C tablet or like an iron pill or whatever,
Or scotch.
or scotch, whiskey, vodka, weed.
I like ones I use them for, like, focus and different types of supplements, but they're all natural.
I use melatonin to sleep.
Yeah, see? They're
Right.
supplements.
Also use tequila to
I
sleep.
drink chamomile tea. That's as far
Supplement-
as I go.
Supplement-y.
Supplementish.
Well, I
Supplementish.
absolutely stand behind melatonin as a sleep aid. It was prescribed to me because it's non-prescription, and you can't get addicted to it. So it's great.
Actually,
And I need it.
You know what? Let me look up something. I can't remember what it is. Some kind of ground oyster shell. I don't even know. But there was a supplement out there. It was just in the news. Some guy was taking it to prevent cancer,
And he got cancer?
and he died. But of
I'm
course,
sorry.
this is what you get. So you just have to be really, really careful when you're taking these supplements, right?
Yeah.
I posted the story. I reposted the story of this article about this guy dying from taking this supplement, and one of my friends said, "Oh my God, I have this supplement just for that reason." But I haven't been taking them because it was bitter. I have to look it up. But
so here's the thing:
she's gonna toss them out, which is good.
There's a difference. Is it a supplement with natural ingredients, or is it one that has like added?
Let me tell you something. Ground oyster shells are
it's a natural ingredient,
right?
Okay,
and they're used for. I mean, I know what you're talking about. They're used for
methane gas
something.
is a natural ingredient.
Quinine, strychnine, and all the other nines are natural ingredients.
Right.
What was that? Oh no, there was that guy there was also that guy who just died recently from cyanide poisoning because he ate apricot pits.
Yeah.
Listen, assholes, apricot pits are where we get fucking cyanide from. Stop eating them.
Apple seeds are also very poisonous. Arsenic, I believe.
Yes,
I think.
And we know a person. We know a person who eats the apples, stem to stern, and everything in between.
I mean, in small amounts, just like all supplements, in small amounts, they don't really do much. But when you start taking concentrations of 500, 800, 1,000, 1,500 milligrams...
Anything in large quantities isn't...
And then you have the other side of the coin, like vitamin C. I don't know if all of you know this, but vitamin C, while awesome in a little pill form, you need to take like 40 pills to get the actual vitamin C benefit. And then, of course, you have all that filler that you have to have go through your system as well. So...
That's
I'm not a big fan of supplements, although I do, a website for a supplement guy, which I love. I love him to death.
I love supplements and oils and all of that.
I like supplements that are referred to me by my actual, honest to God, doctor. The man with all the training, and not some fly-by-night jerkwater dude.
The guy who's taking kickbacks from the drug company.
Right.
That guy.
That one?
Yeah, that one.
The one who prescribed so many drugs that we have so many addiction.
Opioid addiction.
Yeah, an opiate addiction. Those ones?
Those ones. And there are some good ones out there, though.
Yeah, and then there are pill
Osteopaths
pushers.
are the
Then
best
there are pill pushers who will push anything and everything.
What is an osteopath? Do you know what it means?
I don't know the definition of the word. I do know that an osteopath goes to school for an additional 2 years, medical school, after they get their MD. So they're basically one step beyond an MD, and their whole philosophy is treating the entire individual or the human, and not just treating the symptom. In other words, you got an infection in your thumb, but it actually came because you stubbed your toe on a nail and it went through your system. So they've taken another step to see if
So they're Dr. House.
They
without the attitude.
Yeah, without the attitude. Yeah. The guy who did my lung surgery was an osteopath. So.
How much did he?
Osteo, I would think, would mean bone,
Yeah.
calcium, something to that effect.
Osteoporosis.
Osteo is a term that's used for calcium and bone deposit.
So that supplemental that I was talking about earlier was apricot kernel extract.
There you go.
Apricot kernel extract.
Cyanide poisoning. Apricot kernel extract is called cyanide. We use it to kill terrorists.
And where does one get apricot kernel extract? Like, do they
Any nature
extract
food
it?
store? Yes.
They should not be selling apricot kernel extract because that is cyanide. That is what you get when you extract the juices or whatever the fuck it is you want out of an apricot kernel.
It's like almond milk, right?
Yeah. Fuckers.
I believe arsenic comes from almonds as well.
Isn't almond milk like the result of like 4 almonds per box?
No, it's like a nut juice. So this is how you make nut milks. You grind the nuts up, you soak them in water, you grind that again, you blend it till it's smooth, and then you strain out all the chunks, and what you have left is nut water.
Yep, nut water.
That's how they make, well, not coconut milk, but that's how they make all the nut milks, and that's how they make horchata. Horchata is rice milk. It's just rice ground up, although I think that's actually soaked in real milk, not just water. But
And sweetened.
And sweet, way sweetened.
Rice milk is sweetened.
I cannot drink horchata anymore. Actually, all the nut milks are sweetened.
Thai
I got
people are
horchata
fans.
on accident. Somebody was going to get food, and I said I want orange soda.
And they thought
And
you
he
said
came back
horchata.
with horchata, and I'm like, what the? This isn't orange.
But it's delicious.
It was good.
So
huh?
I can't drink it.
Why not?
Well, number one, I remember it being like way too sweet.
It was super sweet.
So.
And it looks like nut milk. And if it's not good horchata, it's junky.
So let's get back to Alex Jones. So Alex Jones is a crazy guy. Now so how many of his YouTube videos have you watched?
I mean, I haven't sat and watched 5,000. I saw a clip, and then I thought, this guy can't be for real. So I went to see if he was for real. Like, I thought maybe it was a spoof.
He
and
did
it
when, as he was going up to not lose custody of his children in court, he did say the Alex Jones character is just a character.
Right,
Much
right.
like Alexia is just a character.
Right, but there's a huge difference.
Yes.
Because his following is crazy. And not saying ours isn't, because I kind of include myself. I follow the show too, and I'm a little crazy. But his following is extreme in some regards, and they kind of take his word as Bible.
But
Yeah.
we're not telling people aliens are invading
that's
their
the thing. That's
buttholes
the thing.
and selling them supplements.
That's the thing.
Like-
So it'd be a difference if, we're saying like, hey, oh my God, like we have a quick cure way to lose weight. We did it. We did a great job. Pay $200 for these supplements.
And you too could be as thin as my ass.
You could look like us.
My
we're like,
supplement is
only-
called the Carbicide.
And then we're like, only $200, and then people go out and do it. And then, throughout the show, he's like, hey, the only way I support the show is if you buy these supplements. Like, I don't have all these advertisers, just the supplements.
In my old days in radio, working behind the scenes, most of the shows had supplements as sponsors. Mm-hmm. Especially the crazy ones, the ones that had the crazy people
The
on them.
crazier they are. You know
Which
why?
is-
Because the people who listen to them will buy anything you tell them to.
Just ask Joel Olsteen or Joel.
But that guy's a fucker. That guy's a fucker.
He's such
Does
a
he sell
fucker.
supplements as well?
He doesn't. No, that's
No,
the.
he-
That's
No,
the church.
he
That's
sells.
the mega
He sells
church.
God. Yeah, he sells God.
I
That's
know-
what he
I know
does.
who he
Jesus.
is,
He
but-
sells Jesus, and he makes money off of Jesus, and then he does not help Jesus's people in their
You know
time
how
of need.
pissed off the real Jesus would be if he walked into Joel Olstein's church? Like, he'd smite the fuck out of that.
He would.
He'd be like,
all you needed was a loaf of bread and 2 fucking fish, asshole. Like, what is this? What are you doing?
Yeah, didn't he,
is
like,
church?
totally destroy one church he walked into one time because they were selling coffee in the lobby or some shit like that? Like,
Jesus?
there's a story about Jesus walking into...
Vendors.
Yes.
Yes. On the steps of the temple,
Yes.
they were...
They had a coffee cart, like a Starbucks?
No,
Like, there was a little
There was
coffee
the money
bean in there?
lenders were inside the church. And when
Every kiosk inside a mall would be total dust right now.
Well, the mall's not a holy... Well, no, I take that back. Mall is a holy place to people like me.
There's a little Starbucks in there, and Jesus is like, get your ass out of here.
That's what he was. He walked into church. He's like, what the fuck, man?
this is a house of worship.
Right.
It's
We are
not-
here to celebrate my dad and my ass not give and receive money from fucking people.
If we weren't going to hell before, like, it is, bam, it is on.
But that is a true story. No.
I just saw
I'm
the
sorry.
Greatest fucking advertisement on television I have ever seen in my life.
Is it for the Halo Top ice cream?
No,
Those are good advertisements, by the way.
it was what the fuck's his name? Ronald Reagan's son. Ron Reagan.
Okay.
Ronald Reagan's son's name
son.
be Ronald Reagan.
Okay.
I just saw an ad for him, and it was for an organization called Freedom from Religion.
Hmm.
He said, and he's talking about, this is a country and it's, built on religious freedom. And that also means freedom from religion.
Yes.
And he said, and he closes by saying, he says, and I've been an atheist for 22 years, and I ain't afraid to go to hell.
True. I'm
Don't
not
get
all
us
the...
wrong.
To see it, it's awesome.
Don't get us wrong. I'm actually quite a religious person.
Me too.
So is she. I don't know if you are.
Okay.
But
Define
there we go.
religious.
but I'm borderline atheist.
I'm not borderline atheist.
I'm borderline. So I have this view
I'm
of
borderline
religion
humanist.
that's very scientific.
Yes.
So my view of God or goddess is very scientifically
Motivated.
filtered.
The two
So.
are not mutually exclusive. You can believe in both.
Yes. There are
You can believe in a
inconceivable
greater power.
there are inconceivable forces at play in our universe, and every astrophysicist will tell you there's something going on, and we don't know what it is. We can prove it exists, but we can't prove what it is.
There are too many religions out there to be able to say that yours is right and yours isn't.
Nah,
There's just too many out there.
Here's-
So
What we
here's-
don't like are people like Joel Olsteen.
No, here is a tenet from our faith, which is that every true religion is a different path to the same truth.
Yep. I also have a bone to
And what
pick
is
with.
that same
I also
truth?
have a bone to pick with New Age guru David Avocado fucking Wolf.
I like David Avocado Wolf sometimes.
I swear to God, I cringe every time one of my personal friends shares one of his stupid videos. Oh my God. Granted, some of the stuff that he covers, he puts his name in the corner with that little fucking avocado thing. It's a cool video, like, you know, the new kinds of gardens or this new habitat that looks awesome. Find it somewhere else instead of posting a David Avocado Wolf video, please. Because he is as much of an idiot as Alex Jones.
Jasper said he's spiritual, not religious.
I am religious and spiritual, and I can help you find God.
No money. Has to
That's
exchange
what she
hands.
said.
That is what she said.
And still no money has to
Who has
exchange
two
hands
thumbs that can
because
suck a dick like a
she's
champ?
whore.
No. Whores get paid. I don't
Whores
get paid.
Sorry, slut.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm a promiscuous one.
Why are you not monetizing on this?
Because then it would make my actions illegal.
Hey, we've made 30 cents off our YouTube monetization videos.
Yes.
What? Where are we going to spend all those pennies?
We also have a Patreon account. For those of you who don't know, you can go to patreon.com/SensityBounty and supply us with a small monthly fee.
And watch our YouTube videos because we're saving up for a pack of gum.
Yep.
So, one
So-
to share.
Yep.
The station has made 20 cents in advertising this month.
Nice.
Hey, all right.
Things that are on our
Facebook, the
listen live.
Can we
Yeah.
bring all this money in next week, put it on the table so I can roll in it?
Okay.
Like it's my dream.
Hold on. Let me go to the car. and raid my change cup.
I just want to roll in it. Like I always
Only-
want to cash.
Like you want to roll a finger in it?
Only-
Like
No, my body. Like I always say, I'm going to cash like one of my commission checks, but I'm just gonna go in and I'm gonna be like, I just want all dollars, and then I just want to throw it and roll in it.
So
And then
you're gonna-
afterward,
you're
I want to
gonna
pour
roll in
bleach on my
$12.
body when I think of how dirty the money really is.
I was gonna ask about what if a dollar gets wedged in like your
It'll be
punani?
gross, but I'm gonna Scrooge McDuck it. Like I'm gonna go in that money. I'm gonna and it probably will be more coins than anything. So I'm gonna pile that shit on my bed. I'm gonna climb up on a chair. I'm gonna Scrooge McDuck down into the bed. I'm gonna swim in it.
3 days later, she's gonna pull a nickel out of her pants and go, "Holy shit, that's stuck to my ass for 3 days."
I'd have no doubt.
she's gonna fart and it's gonna sound like shaking a change bag.
It'll sound like I won in a casino.
In an old ass casino, because not in these days.
I'll be like, winner, chicken dinner.
Oh no, they still make the noise like the coins are falling.
Yeah, it's just
As they're
pretend.
printing your ticket.
I was
As
at
they're
a-
transferring your Bitcoin to your Bitcoin card.
I was at a casino once with a friend, and I do get quite annoying sometimes, as you all can attest to. And he was pulling money out of the ATM, so I just stood there screaming. I'm like, "We won! We won! We won!" He's grabbing the cash out.
My mom used to work at a casino as a floor person. If you don't know what a floor person is, that's when you hit that little button and it says change attendant. They're not change attendants anymore. They're floor people now. And usually they're just coming over to unstick your printer because it's not printing anymore.
Or to pay you.
Or,
if you won.
they go, "Ma'am, you hit your button for the 7th time."
Yeah, they're like,
I've done that before.
Just can you stop leaning on here?
yeah. So the number one question she always got was which machine is hot or which machine machine is paying out tonight, do you know what her answer was every single time?
The one you're sitting at?
The ATM. She's like, you're guaranteed to get money out of that one most of the time. She got hit on by John Wayne Bobbitt after he had his bobbited.
No.
I would have done it. Did she?
Oh, God, no. She was like...
No. Before we started this recording on the Facebook video, you said you would lick any celebrity's balls.
I would. I'd lick those balls, too.
John Wayne Bobbitt's balls.
Hell yeah. And I would take a picture of the... No. They reattached his dick. I want to take a picture of his Frankencock.
Screw it.
This is okay. So this is the difference between Sarah and I. I wouldn't take my 15 minutes of fame for licking John Wayne Bobbitt's balls.
I would, as long as I got a selfie with him and Frankencock. Quick.
But I think there's no...
There is.
There's just a pee hole.
No, they found it and they reattached his dick. He was doing porn.
If my dick was out in a field somewhere, I would never be like, reattach that shit. Like, worms were crawling in there.
Hold on.
Stuff.
First off, number one, you're a female. Now, from the male perspective, a girl cut your dick off, threw it in a field, they found your dick, said they could reattach it. Would you have it reattached?
But stuff is in the fields and it's dirty.
Get a bigger one, yes.
But stuff is in the field.
Men are emotionally attached to those things.
No.
That thing could be half moldy and zombified.
The penis has a 5-hour rule as opposed to the 5-second.
Is that like the 5-second rule for dicks? There's a 5. I wish you guys told me before. There's a 5-second rule for dicks.
I believe
for 5 hours.
I believe if you lose your finger, in a wood planing accident or something like that, it's like a 15-minute rule.
No, you got a couple of hours if you can keep it cool.
Yeah.
You got a couple
Because they
hours.
put that shit on ice and take it in the ambulance.
Where were you guys in my 20s not telling me that there wasn't a 5-second dick rule? Like, where were you guys when I needed you the most?
Why, were you not putting dicks in your mouth because they hit the ground?
If they touch the ground more than 5 seconds?
Listen, if that boy pulls his pants off and it touches his ground, I'm putting it in my mouth.
She's just going to go like this.
Sure am! That's exactly how that's going to go.
It is going in your mouth and, like, all the way back.
Not just the tip.
It
like,
is going to, like,
listen.
take you out.
Listen, this is about as much as you're getting in my mouth. That's about the length that's going in. I got a shallow mouth right there. But I'll suck the fuck out of the tip of that thing.
What do you do with the rest? Wrap it around like a...
No, you just stroke it. Lick the edges. You know, like those big ass lollipops. Not like you stick the whole thing in your mouth. You just.
I think we've lost it. This would be a good time for one of those commercial breaks.
If we had commercials.
Can we sell supplements?
What's that? They're advertising now. Eugenics or something.
Yeah.
Eugenics.
And the funny part is that they are not targeting it to the men. Their target audience is women.
Eugenics is the editing of genes so that you have superpower children. That's eugenics.
Well, they got something that sounds like that.
Oh.
No, we're talking
They're hyping on the radio.
That it's like that resveratrol shit. Remember that resveratrol guy?
I remember the resveratrol in the Crazy Show.
Yeah, was the crazy. The resveratrol is a direct ascendant, not descendant. What is it when they're precedent?
Ancestor?
Yeah, whatever. A parent of the genics thing that he's talking about.
I would hashtag this stuff, but I have no idea what you guys are fucking talking about.
So eugenics.
Hashtag
I know what eugenics
slobberknob.
is because on my birthday,
that I know.
famous people who share my birthday. Sean Spicer was born on my birthday.
Did you see him?
Which we're going to talk about here in a little bit. But the reason I know what
great.
eugenics is because I was also born on the same day that Victoria Woodhull was born.
Oh, no shit.
And she was the first woman to ever run for president, but she also believed in eugenics, which is akin to what the Nazis were trying to do. And
Basically, if your baby is not what you want it to be, you kill it and try for another one until you get it right.
Breeding.
Isn't
So
that
that's
kind
why I
of
know what
they
eugenics
used to
is.
do in like Japan, if you had a girl.
They used to do it in every culture.
That's China.
China.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, and that's not. It's not limited to single Asian cultures. Every culture has done that.
That's true.
The Gauls,
instead of girls.
the Gauls, the Celts, the Romans, the Russians, the Polacks, everybody.
Americans.
Americans.
I mean, it's not like eugenic-y, but it's, boys are preferred.
And if your child was born a little, then they'd get rid of them too.
Yep. That's why girls didn't get rights until after black people did. Voting rights, rather. It's pretty bad.
You learn something new every day.
That's why we're a girl show.
You can Slavanov, and apparently
As she wishes.
culture gets rid of
What's up with your mic and the
I don't know.
speaker?
It's super hot right now.
Oh.
Super hot. Wow. Sorry.
Now
I
you're
just,
joking.
I am like I need a dick in my mouth. Like
We need like a stunt dick in here, like just. For
we
these
almost had a stunt dick in
we
here today.
can't
Yeah,
do
where's
stunt
the stunt
dicks.
dick?
We can't do it.
We can't do it on TV. Stunt dick can sit under the table, and I can just be like, I'd be like, excuse me, just a minute, I'll be right back.
We had a guest once who offered that he would go under the table at the old studio.
Let's say hello to some of our people in the showbiz online with us.
Woo woo,
Brian, hi Brian. He says hello, ladies. Jasper, of course, has joined us.
Brian, but not the Brian we have a platonic crush on.
Although I could probably have a platonic crush on Brian. I have crushes on. I really have crushes on like a lot of people. I really like people a lot.
In my real life right now, just one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then of course Jasper. I mentioned Cindy has joined us.
Cindy.
You know, old Cindy.
Oh.
And then Vendetta, he says, I believe the best religion is currently the polytheistic mythos of comics. They are all just morality tales. And Luana. Hey, Luana.
Hi,
She just
Luana.
joined us. So, you want to talk about what happened this week in our community, in the BBW community?
Let's save that for the end.
Okay.
We'll save that for the end.
Then let's talk about Sean Spicer.
Spicy! So Sean Spicer came out on the Emmys as if Melissa McCarthy was playing him. He rolled his little podium right out there, and at first Melissa McCarthy looked mortified. Like she was like, oh! Like she was totally mortified. And then he just totally rolled with it. From what I understand, Sean Spicer has always enjoyed the parody that she's done of him. He's always had a really good sense of humor about it. But, when you spend...
He wasn't allowed to say that.
No, he's probably not allowed to say that. But if you make fun of someone and then they come out and acknowledge the parody you have done of them, it can be quite mortifying. I know this. But he took it. He was such a good sport about it that in the end she looked a little more comfortable, but he was absolutely hilarious.
He was hilarious.
He was funny. He was funny, but he got some horrendous feedback.
Of blowback.
Well, of course he did.
Backlash.
Anyone who works for Trump willingly will from this
Right.
point forward,
Well,
even
that's
if
what
they
we're trying-
quit because he's a dick.
You know what? It's the blowback. The blowback was from people who don't want Sean Spicer and what he did normalized. That was the big thing. If he gets put into the, if he becomes part of the crew to make fun of the Trump administration, even though he was one of the guys that helped perpetuate all the crap that we've gotten from the Trump administration, then how good is that? It's a little bit like holding a grudge for being a dick, right? He was a total dick, and now we're holding a grudge, even though he has seen the error of his ways.
Right.
And
And
just
he's come
changed
out
it.
and he's like, hey, I mean, I can kind of.
He's like, hey, I'm not down with the whole racist thing, because that's about the time he quit.
Yeah, I'm not as much of an asshole as y'all think I am. And,
Like,
you know,
he can't be that much of an asshole if he shares my birthday. Just saying.
I beg to differ.
Alec Baldwin winning the Emmy.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
his
and
portrayal
he
of the
said,
presidente.
this is- yeah, here's your Emmy.
This isn't.
That was like a big fuck you to Trump.
Yep.
Yeah,
But
that
I don't
was
know. I fall on the side of I don't want him, Sean Spicer, normalized either. Not until at least Trump is out. But I don't know. As a Libra, like Sean Spicer, I'm kind of like this on how I feel about
So,
him
I think
being
if-
part of the comedy team against the Trump administration.
I think if he came out and made a formal apology for all of the bullshit that he helped perpetrate, then I'd be more accepting of him. Now, the fact that he's willing to, anyone who has a big enough sense of humor to enjoy a parody of themselves is kind of all right in my book.
And it was the host's idea.
Yeah.
They reached out and he agreed.
Yeah, I mean,
and it was a surprise. He surprised the entire.
Yeah, he
which is why
everyone.
Melissa McCarthy looked totally mortified because she was like, "Oh shit, son, I was just doing that."
So I will tell you guys, I
Richard
realized.
Richard Nixon went on Laugh-In and said, "Sock it to me."
But he didn't apologize for being a douchebag, did he?
No, I know.
So Spicer,
Neither did Spicer, though. He
I'm
apologized for being a douchebag.
No, not yet.
well, I feel like it was a little step in the right direction.
Kind of like a
Here's the
tongue-in-cheek
deal.
apology.
I get the blowback. I do. I absolutely do. And I've actually had some in-depth conversations regarding this because at the end of the day, he chose to do a job that was shitty and misleading to, people, and he
I've been there.
continued to
I've done
choose
that.
to do the job. With all that being said, I fucking love Sean Spicer. Like, Spicy, I want him to be my baby daddy. Like,
He is adorable.
And didn't he
I
also play
absolutely
the
love
Easter Bunny?
Spicy. He played the Easter Bunny. That shows he's versatile in the bedroom.
He's got a persona.
He's got a persona. Like, that's what sells me there. I hated him until that moment. Until that moment, I never did, actually. From the get-go, I was totally into him. But I have to admit, the furry outfit kind of drove it home for me.
That's one of the reasons why I'm a little forgiving of him, besides the fact that I share his birthday, which I only found out just a few weeks ago, is that I've been in the position where I've had to espouse the opinion of someone above me and not liked having to do that, and then was so glad of being able to walk it back later. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but I did the whole, I walked it back, or I
just
quit. That's exactly what I did. I said, no, I
But
can't do this anymore.
Let's be real. If you've worked your whole life, and I didn't realize until later, because I thought he was kind of like a lost deer with this job, and I didn't realize the full background that he's done it before. So he should have, maybe been a little bit better at his job. But again, I still love him. I still would not kick him out of my bed. I would not. I would run up and hug him and his Easter Bunny outfit.
What about you guys on Facebook? What do you think of the Sean Spicer appearing on the Emmys? How do you feel about that?
Well, I think it was funny.
It was funny. Don't get me wrong. It was hilarious. He said almost exactly the same words that he said during the inauguration. This crowd is the biggest crowd ever. Period.
Right. On TV and in person.
Yeah. So I thought it was cute. I thought the little rolling thing was cute.
Yeah,
but
that was the best part.
that was the best part.
Yeah.
I love that it was a surprise. The reactions from the audience, all over the audience, not just Melissa McCarthy's, but
But
everybody
all
in
of
the
them
audience
were
was crazy. I love little things like that, but then I love Stephen Colbert and the way that he hosts. I'm pretty sure he had, an idea about it. I love the fact.
I don't think people realize they should have been angry until they were told you should have been angry.
It could have been that could
Yeah.
have been it too.
Because
It only takes one SJW to fuck it up for everybody.
After
But
the
I think
Emmys, everyone was taking photos with him. They were drinking beers together. They were like, "Hey, Sean, come
But
on
Spicer's
over."
always been that kind of guy who you kind of feel sorry for, because when he was up there at the podium, you could tell he was struggling to tell the news that he was supposed to tell. He always had that kind of, maybe that's why you loved him so much, because
He was reluctant.
always, underneath just a little bit, struggling to say the things that he had to say, or coming up with ways to.
Sanders?
I stopped watching.
Yeah, I don't. I did the same thing. I don't really watch her when she gives her, unless it's something super.
I watched
important.
some briefs afterward.
Something on
but
policy
it's,
or-
yeah, it's just very. My whole
She would
thing
make a
is
good
that
match with Alex Jones.
no, she's
They'd make a
not.
good couple.
No, I mean I think she's a pretty. I don't hate her. I think she's a pretty decent person, just
She's
trying to do her job.
She's no Kellyanne Conway.
Right.
Oh, Jesus. I just got vomit in my teeth.
I love the circus part of politics. I love the whole
I don't.
Well,
but it's like
do.
what it's like
But
earlier when I
do.
said it's like a traffic wreck that you're just gawking at because
But
you
listen,
can't look away.
I don't like when it's the main event. Like, I don't want the fucking elephant in the circus to go nuts and crash everyone in the crowd. I do want one of the clowns cycling around and juggling pins to drop one and fall. So I don't want the main attraction
To kill 1,000 people.
to kill our country,
Yeah.
or to get us, bombed. But I do like when the side circus people, like the guy selling the soda trips down the stairs and dumps it on some of the people in the audience. Like, I like the sides, the
Supplements.
I like the side circus.
Spills
shows.
everywhere.
I like the ones that, that happen on the side.
We are going to have a rampaging elephant in our circus, ladies and gentlemen. I predict
Not
that
anymore.
we will.
Elephants. Hasn't there a law been passed that elephants can no longer be in the circus?
Well, I was speaking metaphorically.
Oh, got it.
Right, metaphorically, but you are correct. I believe they're out.
Don't take it so fucking seriously.
Right? It's just politics, man. Chill out. Sorry, guys. Our political state here in the United States of America is such a giant dick. There are the two best ways for you to change that are to vote and donate money to causes that will help change votes.
I would like to add to that. Any of you slimy puke motherfuckers out there that say that you support veterans and don't vote, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
It also helps when you just get into arguments on Facebook. Like, that totally changes the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, and standing on a street corner with a poster board sign screaming at other people, that changes the world too. No, vote and donate money to those people who can make a difference. Everyone, on all sides. I'm not defending anyone. I am admonishing everyone who gets into violent protests.
We are very preachy today.
We are very preachy today. Listen, if you want to go and sit in a...
slobbing schlongs or whatever.
7% of eligible voters did not fucking vote in the last presidential election.
Yep.
A lot of people.
So here's the
don't
deal.
believe their vote means anything.
Right, and now here's the deal.
And they have drank the Kool-Aid.
But guys,
That's
we
what
can't.
they want you to believe. Your vote does not count.
Listen, here's my whole thing. We can't change what happened in November. There's nothing we can change about November.
Nope, but we can change the
all we
one that's
keep-
happening in 3 years.
Right, or even
Next year.
before in other
Next year.
Local-
areas.
This is why a lot of people say my vote doesn't count, but they're only looking at the federal main election.
But even there, your vote counts because the only reason Hillary Clinton the only reason the Democrats did not win is because Democrats didn't vote. The same number of Republicans voted for Donald Trump that voted for the last Republican candidate. The exact same number. But it was like 30% less Democrats voted and didn't just vote for another party. They just didn't vote at all. It is because you did not vote that your candidate did not make it in. You want your candidate to make it in? You need to vote. You cannot sit back and go, I'm not going to participate in a broken motherfucking thing and my vote doesn't count. Your vote does count. Even in the shitty, fucked up electoral college system that we use, your vote does fucking count.
Because your local politicians make up part of your electoral college. Your local we did a super special political thing when Barack Obama was going to be elected. And one of our co-hosts at the time, Sweet Cheeks, she was even volunteering down at Obama headquarters here in Vegas, doing everything that she could to get him elected. But then we brought Steve Sanson on from Veterans in Politics, who does his show right here on this station. Brought him on to talk about local politics, and hardly anybody in our studio knew anything about local politicians. Nobody knows anything about local politicians, but that's where your focus should be.
Which we at the station here are offering, and I'm telling everyone this. If you know someone who is running for office, have them contact me. I will bring them in the studio, let them tell everybody out there why we should vote for them. I don't care what party you're in, what office you're running for. You get a hold of me and you can come in here and talk your shit for an hour.
The Pirate Party. Arg.
I would join the Pirate Party.
That's a really good offer. I'll write that down, so
Well,
when
and
I do the
it's
social
because
media, I can...
I've had a chance sitting in on Steve's show a number of times and getting to listen to some of the candidates and the judges, and those are the ones that especially at the local level, we need to be voting on, because they affect our lives as much, if not more, than the federal level does.
Judges, sheriffs, and
Absolutely.
city
And
council
most
members.
people have no clue who the hell they're voting for. Oh, that's the guy, I saw his sign on the way here, I'm going to vote for him. Or I'm only going to vote for women. Or I'm only,
I'm only going to vote for my party, or I'm only going to vote for this. I will let you Democrats know there are a number of Republican Party members that you would seriously enjoy as your elected officials because they believe a lot of the same things you do.
At the local level.
At the local level.
That's correct.
So
anyway, the offer stands. Spread the word.
Very cool.
If you're running for any office, get a hold of me. You got time on the thing. No charge. That's free.
See? That's how you do it.
And he might be able to get
no weapons allowed in the studio.
And he might be able to get Ricky Cheese to come in and interview you for you, because he's got his fingers. Ricky Cheese.
Maybe I'll come in and interview you, motherfuckers.
I think that would be fun.
No interviews.
No.
You can sit up there
and just spend an hour talking.
But what if there's some questions we want to ask?
Doug, you ask it ahead of time. They put it out. I have a friend who ran.
Information.
Right.
The contact information
or call-in
up there.
info.
Here's my thing. This is why I'm running for office. This is why I think you should vote for me. Here's how you can contact me.
I like those people who ask hard-hitting questions. Did you really?
No.
Can we
I don't
please?
want people to be afraid to come in here and say what they want to say.
If we don't do it, the RJ's going to do it, so we might as well do it first.
Fuck the RJ.
And the big-ass horse they rode in on.
Yes.
Okay, I think one of the best things, I had a friend who ran twice for different positions, and one of the best things that he had out there, and my friend's husband, but one of the best things that he put out there, he just did an informational, like, hey, this is what I'm about. A lot of people, like his competition, was saying he believes in this and he believes in that, and he voted this way and he did this, and he just sat there and he's like, this is kind of all, he didn't say crap, he was very professional, but he's like, I didn't say any of this. He's like, here's the deal, here's what I believe in, here's what I stand for, here's what I want to bring to the community.
And if you have any
questions, yes. And he's like, you can contact me, I'm available 24/7, and it's not even just one method. He's not even like, just call me. He's like, Facebook, and, this way, and you call this number, and he made himself very available. And then he planned some community events at his synagogue where people got to come in and, ask questions and everything.
Her name is Sarah Gonzalez. She's running for the Nevada State Senate. She's going to be running against Dean Heller.
Uh-oh.
Now, she's a Republican. I don't agree with a lot of what she says and what she, stands for, but I gave her the opportunity to stand up there and say, this is what I believe in, this is why I want you to vote for me. So I dare all of you.
What a nice offer you're making, Joni Fever.
That is a very nice
That
offer.
is awesome.
It's I'm just trying to save us all.
Yeah.
What? Good luck.
Yeah, we have 5 minutes. Go ahead.
Oh, do you want to talk about that one?
Yeah.
Or just okay. So I was trying to share a little bit with her. I recently kind of went back on the dating sites.
Yes.
Which is interesting as always. But if you want to find out why I stopped for a while, read my last blog, #Elvis.
That's on our website at SinCityBounty.com.
Under Toxie as a blog. But I decided to kind of get back out there and, kind of get in there again. And I'm going to use this dude's screen name. I mean, he was nice, but he kind of didn't get it. But this gentleman reached out to me, and I have in my profile about, podcasts and all of that. And he said, your profile is adorable. I'd be interested in watching your podcast. And I said, thank you. I assure you, it's quite funny, entertaining, would be worth a watch. I'm curious, though, am I misreading your name, or is it intentionally offensive? I'll get to his name in a moment. Offensive, I haven't heard that before. Really, I'm surprised. You sure this podcast is funny? Starting to seem like a bit of a stretch.
Yeah, we stretch the funny as much as we can.
Totally. So here's his name. His name is Chival Retard. And I'm only saying it to read his name. It's actually a word that we do not use.
I was looking at it, and I guess you could say Chival Retard.
Well, and that's why I thought I'm going to ask and give him the
Right.
benefit of the doubt that I'm misreading it. Maybe I got really focused on one piece of it, which is why I made that comment.
Of course, it's spelled completely as chival retard, just smushed together, not chivalry tard as a second name.
So I said, when he said that, are you sure it's funny? I said, you're probably right. Although it's NSFW. I tell everyone that. It is NSFW. We just talked about sucking schlongs.
Off the floor.
We don't tolerate people who use the word retard. We all have our lines. That's one of mine. Best of luck, blah, blah, blah. He then went in to try and justify it. Like, I volunteered for this. I have family members who are special needs.
He said something about working with special needs
kids,
kids,
I work with
right?
special needs. I can't. It's terribly disappointing at how overly sensitive society has become. I can't believe I'm even having this conversation. Nevertheless, I hope I didn't ruin your whole week. If I did, that's pretty retarded.
No!
So...
Oh, this is not the first conversation this week that I've had about this. This is actually the third time I've had this.
The one and only time
conversation.
that word is allowed to be used in a conversation is when you're talking about retarding the growth of a plant in its natural formation.
Right. Here's the deal. There are certain words that...
Tender?
Right? To me, there are certain words out there that I don't care if you sit and say, I'm okay using it because my cousin, and you're like, I'm okay using it because I volunteer here and there and I can use it. To me, if there are certain words that are found offensive to a group, specifically to a protected group, and people tell you like, hey, this is offensive, fucking listen.
It's like the N-word, y'all. It is never okay to say the N-word. I don't care what you look like or who you are or who your best friend is or who you're sleeping with.
Or my family members are and this and that. No. If you are told that this is offensive by a protected group or by the particular group that...
Or by someone of your group telling you it's fucking offensive, be like, yo, dude, don't use that word. You probably shouldn't use that word.
But instead, people start trying to justify. And they're like, I'm okay because I volunteered for special needs kids. What?
First motherfucker who comes up and uses the R word on my special needs kids is going to get my special needs foot right the fuck up his special needs ass. I'm going to retard his brain growth.
It was accepted how long ago? It is not now. It is no longer okay. And it's not even about being PC. It's about being considerate of your fellow human, of your fellow man, of your fellow woman. Just be considerate of like other people that we have to share this earth with.
This guy, it's his username.
It's his username, so he's obviously way okay with it. And
you know what? The girl who thinks it's adorable is going to be his soulmate.
well, obviously they do. He acted shocked that this was a thing, and I'm like,
I bet you he acts shocked every time somebody tells him it's offensive.
probably. Or people, I mean, normally I wouldn't respond to something like that, but at that moment I was like, you caught me at the wrong time, boy. Wrong time.
I am.
5-hour rule don't count with you. No.
5-hour rule's out, buddy.
Your
All
dick.
right, we've got just under 2 minutes.
We do. So you can go ahead.
Many years ago, when I was first on Twitter, I found a profile and started following it because the girl who was manning the Twitter was hilarious. Her name was Catay on Twitter, Catay, and she was a big girl. And according to her website, she was making fat people more... Oh, I can't remember the name. You can go to her website. It's Catay.com, Catay.com. And she's got albums up there, but she was a big girl just like us. I did not know back then when I started following her on Twitter that she was part of the BBW community, but she has been a huge part of the BBW community for a long time.
She's a huge influence in the BBW community, mainly because she was one of the first big girls to, quote unquote, get naked on the internet, trying to normalize
being
our
fat.
bodies and being fat and showing that, you know, we're human and, you know, we can be accepted, and it can be artistic, and, you know, it can be many things. And she's the one who led that, therefore spawning many There you go. Spawning many other things. For example, and I keep meaning to set it up to get her on this show, but we've talked before. I was part of the Adipositivity Project, which is by an artist named Substantia Jones. She's a photographer, and she photographs nude big women, and it's amazing, and it's artistic, and it's beautiful. And Catay helped influence her into doing what she did. Like, she credited this woman now, Kat, and so her name is Kat, and a few other things she did. I believe she was on the show right before my time, but she came on to discuss Fat2, which is a plus size group that she started. That is, you have big women, and sometimes we're very limited in clothing selection, especially if you live somewhere that your only choice is like Walmart, or you have to drive an hour to Lane Bryant, and that's so overpriced. And so she started this site so women everywhere had access to plus-size clothing.
It's a clothing swap group.
It's a clothing, like, you purchase other people's clothing. So you can go on and make money and sell your clothes. You can go on and buy clothes. It's fabulous. And it started out when I first joined years ago. It was just a couple thousand people. And just the main group alone is over 20,000 individuals. And, it spawned a lot of different ones, including like a light and bridal and, all of this.
Accessories and nighttime. And
she did
men's
all of this.
clothes.
And copycat groups.
Right. But she did all of this. This was all Kat. While she continued to kind of fight for our right, and I think you have it there, changing the world's view of fat chicks, one visitor at a time. Anyone who knew her, she was an amazing woman.
She was inspiring to a lot of people.
So many.
Yeah.
She was an inspiration.
And hilarious. She had the quickest wit. I loved following her on Twitter.
Right. And she was just like that in person. Like, she was so funny. And she was this amazing woman. Like, I always believe that I can determine, and it's not always the case, but I always feel if somebody's good to my child and they don't know them, but they can come in and carry on a conversation and speak to her like she's, a human, I know you have a good heart, because it's not always easy to, like, walk in and, interact with other people's kids. And every time she saw my daughter, she just, got right into conversation with her. So.
Well, Kat passed away a couple days ago. She was found in her apartment. They believe she had a heart attack. I don't know if that's the official report yet, but her brother went on Facebook and announced to everybody that she is now gone. So we've lost a huge, beautiful, bright light in this world, in the BBW community and in the world in general. And we're very sad about it.
Yeah.
All right? Okay. But we loved you, Kat, and we'll carry on. Catay.com, Catay.com. Go visit her page, give her some love. Find her on Facebook, whatever you can do. It's hard when we lose someone in our community, especially someone that was such an inspiration as she was. I'm Alexia.
Toxie.
And Sierra.
And we'll be back next week with SinCityBounty.com.
promise they say. Can they be that close? Just let me state for the record, we're giving love